It's a beautiful morning here in Nairobi, and today I will be with the legend himself, Eric Wainaina, in the Netwalking TV. I'll be talking to him about his career, his family life, his ambitions, and everything around Eric Wainaina. So follow me as we go to his place in Twala. I'm very excited. I've never been to Twala. This is going to be my first time. So follow me on the Netwalking TV. Let's know more about Eric Wainaina.
Hello darling.
Hi. How are you?
Niaje.
Manzi unaishi vizuri Eric Jo.
Hello.
Hi. It's good to see you. Happy 2025.
Happy 2025.
How are you people?
Wako salama. Wewe
Huyu
kwaje?
mgani huyu?
Huyu anaitwa Binti.
Oh, wewe Binti.
Let us sniff you first, otherwise then you'll become lifelong friends. Ukimgusa tu first time hivi.
Inakuwa noma.
Itakuwa noma.
Lakini
ataisha na vidole vyako.
Madogizo ni like imagine.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
They are.
Yeah, so this is Binti, has lived here longer than us.
Okay.
Tulimpata huku.
Huyu
anaitwa Jahe au Jaja.
Jaja.
We had a dog here called Chapo. But she nearly got eaten by a leopard.
Here?
Yeah. So my wife was looking out of our bedroom one day.
Yeah.
She was just hearing whimpering. She looks out of the window like this.
Yeah.
She sees the dog's head inside the mouth of a leopard. So
No
akasema,
way.
from now on, we won't call the dog anything that has the sound of like food.
Yeah.
So basi jina yake imebadilishwa sasa haitu Chapo.
Haitu Chapo.
Anaitwa Lily.
Oh, Gio Chapo labda ndio ilikuwa imeattract nini?
Exactly. But I don't know why we didn't change his name.
Yeah.
But hajashambuliwa bado.
Banjahe is food also.
It's also food, but he survives.
Mulinipatia njahe nyingi wakati nilipata mtoto. Wakikuyu walikuwa wananiletea njahe.
Should I apologize?
No, don't.
Was it good jahe?
Okay. It was good, yeah.
You know, I've got a lot of friends from the lake who tell me when they were kids.
Yeah.
In fact, one particular family in question, when they were visiting their other family friend's house, right? Sasa huyo sasa alikuwa Msapere, right? They would eat before they go to that person's place. Sababu hawajui chakula itakuwa aje.
Hata mimi nikiendaga function ya nini watu wa nini mlima. Anakulanga kwanza.
For sure.
Nakula sana ndio kwa nasema nipatie ni maji ya masoda niko tu sawa.
I apologize, but we are trying.
No, you are.
I should cook for you one day, by the way.
You should.
Yeah. I'm a good cook.
You are,
My mom said to me when we were growing up, because I was cooking every Sunday.
Yeah.
The whole month of December, hukuwa na housekeeper.
Yeah.
I was asking, now what's this about? She said to me, I don't want you to marry the first woman who makes you a chapo.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
So I cook pretty well.
You do? What's your favorite? What do you like to eat?
I like to make, well, I like to eat a lot of things, but making, I definitely like to make meats.
Oh, you like meat? I love meat.
Yeah. So like a mkono wa mbuzi au mguu wa mbuzi, and then unaikata tu hivi, you make a hole. Huko ndani unaingiza garlic na rosemary na vitu kaa hizo ambayo usha crush, and then unaweza huko ndani, then the rest of it unapaka tunaweza huku nje, right? Then you put it in the oven for about 2 hours, ukigeuza every half hour.
Off the bone.
Wow, so nice.
I love
so
it.
Nice.
Please do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll come with a bottle of your favorite drink.
Yes.
Then
2 of them, in fact.
2 of them.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Whiskey, gin, what are you?
You know, I like wine.
You like wine?
I like a dry white or dry red.
Okay.
I like a gin and tonic, but tonic zimepotea in the market.
Tonic zimepotea, yeah.
What has happened?
Yeah, I'm also...
Umezificha wapi?
Mimi pia I'm a gin girl, but I do it just with water once in a while.
Oh, wow.
Then I will just do it with water.
Yeah. Wow.
So now take me around this place.
Cool, let's take a walk.
Beautiful.
It's very nice. It's very nice. Yeah. Let's go.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, yes. When you come to these sides, if you take a walk, you've got to have one of these. Nia ku clear kichaka. And just also the other thing is, if you meet an animal, right? So kazi ya mti si ati ya kufight nini mnyama. It's to make yourself bigger, right? Because even if it's a lion or something, they hate human beings. Uwezi shambuliwa na mnyama tifua. And by the way, let me speak in defense of Rongai. Kumekuwa na ma videos mob zinatokea ati But that's the thing. If you leave your dog outside at 2 or 3 in the morning, don't expect nini.
That's what attracts the...
Yeah, and they're making noise, and the lions are like, well, it's easy prey. How analala ndani?
Oh, because ikuacha nje if there was a leopard.
For sure. Leopard, lion.
Zinakujanga huku?
All the time. I've just described to you.
Hey.
The place I'm describing to you about that ilikuwa tu hapo. Nitakupeleka tuone.
So I'll be making myself big with this stick to a lion.
That's the idea. That's the idea. And it will look at you and say, I don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
We're a lot of trouble, human beings. In fact, when we first moved here, I was driving home, ilikuwa kaa 6:30 hivyo. And there had been a recent lion sighting.
Yeah.
Tukapatana na mzee mmoja hapa. I said, hey, mzee, ni afadhali uingie home, we've heard there's a lion. He looked at me straight in the face, he said, sisi hatuogopi wanyama, tunaogopa binadamu.
What?
It's true.
That's really deep,
It's deep, man. I mean, we've been here, I think, 6 years or something, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, this statistic will shock you, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm going to say something that you're going to say, what does that mean? Okay, only 3 people have died in the 6 years that we've been here. Now, you're saying, but 3 people. Yes, but kila siku hapo kwa nini? Kwa city vile mnaishi.
Yes.
How many people are dying every day?
Every single day. And it's really sad. I was telling my friends the other day, it feels like there's a spirit of death that has just come over us because the deaths we are seeing and experiencing, it's stuff that we've never experienced in this country, at least not to this level that we are seeing at this time. And it's really sad, you know?
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, you know.
And I think another thing that needs to happen is that people need to stop saying, ati majaliwa ilikuwa ni vile tu Mungu alitaka.
No,
it's not that.
It's not. It's
not.
If
you go to hospital, you don't get treated, or you get involved in a road accident where someone was drunk driving.
Exactly.
That
How
is not God's will. That's not God's will.
I totally agree.
No way.
Totally agree.
Shall we walk?
Yes, please.
Walking times.
Walking time.
So, by the way, if you want to see down there, shall we the view now or later?
I want to see the view now.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. No better time than now.
No better time than the present. We need to figure out how to film it because the porch is whatever, that is in the light and this is in the shadow.
Okay.
So we can go down there, but there's also, we walk through here.
Okay. So Eric, did you build this house?
No. No, tulipata.
Mulipata?
Tulipata.
Sasa nikuulize ndio mimi pia nianze kuchanga. Nyumba kama hii ulinunua kama like just about how much?
Well, we don't own it. We're renting it.
No way.
Yes way.
Mimi nataka kuishi hivi, imagine. I love it. So hii ni park.
Hiyo ni park. Huko ni Nairobi, mali huko saizi ni Kajiado. Yeah.
So hapa kwa river si wanyama ukuja, they come to drink?
All the time. I mean, like on a good day, you'd find impalas, buffalo.
Wow.
We go there once in a while, but also there's been a sighting of a crocodile, so huwa tunaenda na some degree of care.
Yeah.
But so that is Nairobi. This river here, in mpaka Nairobi na Kajiado, that's called Mbagathi River.
Oh, this is Mbagathi River.
This is Mbagathi. Actually, inaitwa Embakasi, like Embakasi. Yeah. Lakini ni Wasapri sasa tumeenda
Embakasi.
No, to Mbagathi kwa sababu we can't say Embakasi. Yeah.
So how far does this river go? Like
it starts in Gong. Gong Hills. And I think inafika paka airport and then inapakana na nini? No, it joins Athi River.
Okay.
And then keeps on going.
Okay. You must get a lot of rain here because of the greenery and stuff.
We do. And when like during El Nino, like the water comes up all the way in the river. Yeah. See those 2 acacias over there?
Yes.
If you look, you can even see a water line.
Yeah.
It gets all the way up to there.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool. So this is where the leopard was. Hapa tu. So our bedroom is up there. Shiba look down, so the leopard there and
So hapa unajua ni mali mtoto wako 6 ikifika na hujamuona.
Yeah, for sure. But that's the thing, they do not attack human beings. And our kids are big now.
Yeah, they're big now.
So it's not a fear. It's not a fear.
Yeah. Wow, I love it.
Well, karibu kwetu.
Asante sana. Nimeshukuru.
So, walkings.
Tutembe
kiasi. Sir Benti Flex, let's go. Lead the way. After you, madam.
Thank you. Na watoi wako wapi?
Moja ameenda basketball tournament, Naivasha.
Okay.
And the other one is upstairs.
Okay.
And yeah.
Do you see an artist, a musician?
In my kids?
Yeah, in your kids.
Definitely the firstborn.
Ah, okay.
The secondborn is saying that she wants to be astrophysicist.
Hey, what's that?
It's I think sort of the study of the stars, not astrologist, but an astronomer.
Astronomer.
So you ultimately you're studying the sort of how the Earth and the universe came into being by studying the stars and studying the planets.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's cool. So you work with NASA and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But nimemwambia, for honest, as in she's such a wonderful artist at heart.
Okay.
You know, when we were growing up, parents used to say, there shall be no musicians in this house.
Yes.
Yeah? Me nimemwambia, there shall be no doctors in this house.
That's exactly what I told my son the other day. I told him, you're not going to work, I'm not going to work so hard so that you go to this good school for you to become a teacher, a doctor. Nionenge mkibeba matawi yo hamjalipwa na gava.
Where did we meet?
So where we met.
Now the jury is out on this because me have my story, you have your story.
Mine.
Bas niambie.
You know, because mi kwanza unajua mimi nilikuwa nimekunoki kutoka kitabu.
Oh my God. Flattery will get you everywhere.
So nilikuwa na kucheki kitambo nasema manzi msee na hizi macho zake za vikombe. Unajua kuna macho ya vikombe?
I've been told.
You've been told. Yeah. So the first time mimi nikikumbuka nakumbuka you are holding auditions for Kigezi Ndoto.
Mombi Kaigwa's play.
And it was at night, so you were actually closing up. And at that time, I had a boyfriend, and we had broken up on that day. So I was in very low spirits. So on my way home, nilikuanga nakata pale University of Nairobi. Then I was walking, and I knew about the auditions, and I was like, Jackie, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. Then I look up, it was one of those moments and the moon was very beautiful. And at that moment, something told me, Jackie, go. Just stand back and go to that audition. Just go find out hata kama wamemaliza. Then I go, then I find Keith Pearson there and I'm like, hey, I'm here to audition, and said, oh, we've already finished. I'm like, please just let me. Then I get in. And I see you are seated by the piano. Then I'm like, I'd like to, would you ask me, can you sing? I'm like, yes, I think I can. Na sayo unajua Kisumu Bear was a big hit.
It still is.
Yeah. You know?
Thank you, Susanna.
I was like, ayaye, itera diane Kisumu, Kisumu Bear.
Kisumu, itera diane Kisumu.
Dekaido, tera wina.
Twiki-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Aido meli, tera wigo.
Tera Kisumu.
Boda boda, soya kondele.
Tera diane Kisumu.
Anadwaro kenda. Ungenga matera. Anadwaro kenda. Ungenga matera.
Bini dong, 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 bini dong. This one we can sing it till we get where we are going.
Then
yes.
Ukafurahi, ukabambika, alafu ukaniambia, can you sing it again? Alafu ukaenda hapo kwa piano ukaicheza tiki tiki tiki. And I was like, I think I got this.
Nice one.
And I did.
Well done.
Nilifanya nikapanda ndege yangu ya kwanza.
Oh my goodness.
To Europe.
Europe itself.
To Europe itself. Me, I'm not this local thing. So that was quite a moment, and that's what I really remember about you, because that was a really big break in my career.
Wow, well done.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're the one who made the break, as in, like, you came for the audition.
I came for the audition.
And you did your thing and you got in.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Tukapendana kwanzia sasa. Unajua Eric, tunapendana sana na wewe.
Tena sana.
So tell me, how is your career going? What are you up to?
My career is going fine. Oh, by the way, this is This is rhino poo.
What?
I believe. No. This is crushed buffalo.
Oh, so this is buffalo.
Yeah.
Kinyesi ya nyati. Umejua kinyesi ya buffalo.
Lazima ujue. You need to know who's around.
Oh.
Kinyesi ya rhino inakaa ni nyasi. So what confused me was it was broken up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but
so a buffalo was here.
There's a buffalo here every day for sure. I even show you videos. There was a lioness and her cub sitting over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right
I mean, we're in the park right now. Well, we're not physically in the park, but there are no fences.
Yeah, there are no fences.
So, which is how we want to keep it.
So it's you and wildlife.
Yep.
Living together in harmony.
Living in harmony.
I love it.
Yeah.
Tell me how your day. Before we go to your career, I want to know how your day is like.
Well, I'm a parent, so my day begins at 6. Yeah. You've got to get up and get the child to school. So usually leave at about 7 to drive to school.
Okay.
Either me or Shiba will make breakfast.
Okay.
And then we'll drive the 45 minutes to school, and then either, like if it's Shiba, she'll usually spend the day in the city.
Okay.
She runs a film festival, and she's also running a theater program.
Okay.
And so sometimes she'll spend her work day there. If I go, I'll generally come back here because my studio is here.
Right here, yeah.
And we'll just, I'll spend my day in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the evenings, I like to play volleyball with my guys when I can.
Oh, nice.
The security guys here and the guys who sort of work on the grounds as well. It turns out that everyone plays volleyball. It's fun. It's like...
It's fun, eh?
Yeah, it's... but it's like they were playing in high school.
Yeah.
You know? Unapata msee ako like in his 50s, ni msee ametoka Bomet, lakini anachezanga volleyball. Anacheza poa. You know? And then also now, next door here, there's some, the guys who do security here, Sama Samburu guys, mase, when it comes to jumping, na kuset. Chapa mpira, as in like, you don't even know. And then also, there are about two boda guys here, a guy called Jatelo. And then there's another carpenter here called Dan.
Okay.
I didn't realize how tall Dan and Jatelo are till one day we were playing volleyball.
Yeah.
Jatelo was like, I don't know what he was saying to Dan. Chuodo! So Jatelo got up and I said, Dan, you like, Chuodo! Guy, ada angalia sasa miwani is falling.
It's falling.
Miwani is falling.
I love it.
Hey, man. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing that I don't think that as Kenyans we appreciate enough. How much talent there is in other things that. You know, the thing is like, people think you go to school, you've got to do a 9 to 5, you know. But then also, we have not put any sort of stock in possible other careers.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, true.
I mean, when I think about the people that I interact with daily, who may or may not be doing a career that they enjoy. You know?
And there's lots of them.
There's lots of them.
So many people are in careers that, you know, they're not happy being at. And that is why you'll go to somebody's office and they're always in a foul mood. You know, like they don't even want to serve you. They don't look at you. Like they're just already angry to be there, and it's 9 in the morning.
Yeah. Imagine.
So like, it's not even half the day. And you know, usha umevuruta mdomo na utaki kuniona, you know. So sometimes you wonder.
I tell you.
So, Eric, your career, you know, you're one of the artists I know who's always spoken against bad governorship. You know, you've always wanted, you know, a just world. And especially even in your music, and just coming to this place, we were listening to some of your music, and you know, Inchi ya Kitu Kidogo, Dunia Ina Mambo, and you know, Daima, Mimi Kenya. Why that? Because most of your songs are really about just, you know, calling out, you know, bad leadership and stuff like that, and know, people living in a just world.
I think, like what I'm saying, I think we could be so much more as a country and as individuals, you know. At the end of the day, I really care about how we live as individuals as well. Like, I mean, like in the neighborhood that I live in now, when you get onto the main road, there's lots of people are trying to do their best. So it's like one of the questions that I'm always asking myself is, okay, so for example, unaweza kupata mama mboga kwa hapo kwa side ya nini kwa pavement, anajaribu as in like doing everything she can, right? Wase wa tuk-tuk, wase wa boda, hizo mataxi nini, taxi mwitu. And then, but at that point, kila mtu ako kwa road, yeah? And so like, even pedestrians, hawana place ya kupita.
True.
Right?
True.
And so
hawana ground ya kucheza.
Hawana ground ya kucheza, you know? What can we do to make our lives better? We don't have to be, I feel like we don't have to be struggling all the time. We need to, while we try and make our leadership change, what role can we play to make our lives better? You know, organize cleanups, you know. But hiyo time tulikuwa tunaishi Lang'ata, tulikuwa tuna organize ma cleanups. Every Saturday hapo utiende. Every Saturday morning. It got to a place where there was actually nothing else to clean. After about 8 months, after about 8 weekends. Yani umetoa takataka that was inside ilikuwa na misingi. Sasa now there's nothing. Palikuwa pasafi.
Ni pasafi.
And then also our street, what we did was, there was a lot of mabati on our street. Some of it ilikuwa ishaanza kuanguka and na kurust. So we got together with our neighbors na tukaipaka jungle green. Green kai. And then we planted bougainvilleas.
Nice.
And so as in that, we did that as a neighborhood. Suddenly you could look at our street now,
you're proud of where you are.
And when people are proud of where they are, it changes their outlook on life and how they feel about themselves.
You know, that's so interesting because a lot of times I really encourage people to always leave a place better than you found. There was someone who gave a very interesting narrative about, you know, always looking out for the other person. And she said, even when you go to, let me say, a public toilet, and of course maybe there's no tissue paper, and you have your own, how amazing would it be to just think about the person who will come in after you, and this piece of yours, and you just leave a piece there for the next person who will come and not have, you know. And it's those little things that you do that no one ever knows about. It's just you and your God that know about. But it makes such a difference in, you know, in that next person, or just you as a parent being in a car and then you're with your kids and throwing plastic out the window.
Oh my God.
What are you instilling in your kids? Like me, I've had moments where I follow cars. You know, like when someone throws something out the window, I follow that car and ask, what the hell are you doing? Why? And you're the same person who will complain about climate change.
That person will be like, haya nimeshautiwa na Wilbroda. Something's wrong with my life.
First of all, sasa namwambia pana. Hiyo kitu umefanya ni mbaya. Why are you throwing plastic? So it's like, I think it has to be a combined effort, you know, that for all of us to just make this world a better place to live.
You know, you're a nice person who follows people and encourages them to do right. I used to have road rage, right? So,
no way.
But I was saved one day when your bypass ilikuwa inajengwa at that time. So I'm coming down, and then just on the exit that comes down, so I was coming from sides Tuseme airport, and then I'm coming up to the exit for Gong Road. So we've just passed that, and then there's another car factory there where there's gravel kokoto ya So one truck inachomoka bila kustop, inaingia kwa highway, right? But that time I'm far, I'm like maybe 500 meters, and I don't speed. I think I might have been doing 80. Sino mse wa pili basi anafanya hivyo pia. Anaingia bila kuangalia. So I jam on the brakes And then naangalia msee namwambia hey. Huyo msee akatoka kutoka lori.
No way.
Akatoka, akadondoka. Anakam, ameanza kushika mchipi hivi. Now me I'm thinking, huyo msee anataka kunichapa. Akaniuliza, unataka kunidinya?
Haya.
Hey! Sorry. Sitawahi fanya hivyo tena. Me I was saved.
Alikuwa anaenda kutoa nini?
Yes. Sasa basi nimesema sitawahi screamia mtu tena. That guy looked serious. That guy, he looked very serious. Hey, I said I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
Even you do what to me on the road, I
know.
Nakusmailia tu.
You know, like just drivers on these roads of ours, it can be such an annoying experience.
Yeah.
Extremely annoying.
You know, it's funny. I was actually driving home yesterday, and our road is being expanded. And you'd think that because the road is being expanded,
yes,
italegeza traffic kidogo nini. Oh my God! Now guys, I've seen okay, sasa imepanuliwa. That means we can overlap even more.
Yes. Imagine.
Sasa.
And it's just a little courtesy, you know, it's just not there. It doesn't exist at all. So what are you working on, Eric?
Well, okay, so I'm trying to win a Grammy.
Woo!
Grammy ya ukweli.
Grammy ya ukweli, achana na hii ingine hii ya so and so.
So and so. And I believe, so in the African category, wenye wanavuma sana Nigerians, right? But I just feel like we can't beat them at their own game. You know, we've got to create our own thing. And I'm asking myself. So someone said to me the other day, it's a I don't know. It's a bit of an esoteric spiritual thought, like Kenyan athletes or African athletes or black athletes, right? It's like they're doing something different to their bodies. It's like they're responding to something else. And I'm asking myself, and they're like, is there a way that we interpret movement, rhythm, whatever? What is going on?
Okay.
And I'm asking myself, okay, so me as the Kenyan that I am, me as the African that I am, what am I not listening to in this world of sounds, right?
Okay.
That can help me tell this story, that will make us feel like we want to move in particular ways, you know? So I'm in a period of trying to figure that out.
Of discovery, maybe?
Of discovery.
Okay.
You know? And there are a lot of challenges. I'm 51 years old. I'm 51. I'm 51 years old.
You don't look it.
Well, well, yeah. So for a lot of people, it's like, you know, but you're already, you know, umevuka mpaka sasa, you know.
Yeah.
But, and so I'm always asking myself, what is going to put me on that global arena that I believe I'm good enough to be on?
Of course.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
But it's not, it's like I feel I still need to give the world a thing that they don't yet have. And that is what I'm looking for now. In the meantime, we're releasing some stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to play you a song when I go back to the studio.
All right.
I'm trying to say to the makers of Black Panther and Wakanda 3, you have done South Africa, you've done West Africa, it's East Africa's time.
It is.
It is our moment. And this is the cradle. This is the cradle of humanity right here. So beginning to sort of amass all this music from the area, you know, and say, can the film score come from this?
Okay.
Then the other thing we're doing is that I began this project even before sort of the demonstrations in Kenya began, when stuff had started happening in Sudan. And so I met with a couple of Sudanese filmmakers, and they were doing a conference right near where we are right now.
Okay.
And we got into a conversation, and I don't know whether you've seen any Sudanese film.
No, I haven't actually.
Look out for a film called Goodbye Julia.
Goodbye, Julia.
And a film called I Will Die at 21. Wow. These guys, Jackie, they make fantastic film.
Really?
Fantastic movies.
Okay.
You know, I can think of, people say, let me watch your film to support you. It's not that. You will watch that thing and be moved. And you'll ask yourself, how come I didn't know about this thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Where was I when this thing was being,
oh yeah.
you know?
Okay.
Goodbye, Julia, sort of, there's these two families that are forced to come together. One guy is a guy from South Sudan, another guy is from North Sudan. There's an accident that a child gets hit, and suddenly these two families are trying to figure out, because mtu wa North amegonga, exactly, and then sort of this family is trying to figure out how to proceed from there, right? And si ati ni ya mafunzo, it's just life.
Yeah, just as life is, yeah.
You know, so it's not like anyone standing to the camera, and so that is what, no, it's just life.
That's
you know?
Interesting.
And I don't know where their film culture comes from, and why they've become so good at doing what they do. But anyway, so we met with those Sudanese filmmakers and whatever, and we started talking about what was happening in Sudan, and the reason they were meeting in Kenya was because there was war in Sudan. And so one of the other projects I'm working on, and I've also encountered a bunch of refugees in Kakuma refugee camp, which has 14 refugees from 14 different countries.
I was at Kakuma. I went to Kakuma with Emmanuel Jal.
Oh, nice.
And it was one of the most beautiful experiences. And we
Isn't it fantastic?
It's amazing. And the people are so loving. When you look at them, and how they welcomed us, and all the dances they did for us, they are, from their culture. And just thinking that these people are here because there's a war in their country, and
exactly.
the children, the women, the old men.
Exactly.
It really breaks your heart that why can't we just live in a peaceful world? Because when you look at even where all this war comes from, it's really so baseless. You're like, children just need to be born in their countries and live in their countries and be happy in their countries and move wherever they want to move.
Yeah.
And find love everywhere,
But as we look at this community in Kakuma, some of them have been born there.
Yes.
And
yes,
some of them will die there. And so you're talking about a population of people that have come from all these different cultures, and they're thrown into this space where they have to live and get along with each other, right? And some of them might never leave. I mean, they'll come to Nairobi to visit or whatever, but for them, Kakuma has become home. So it's like some of those refugee camps then become a nation unto themselves. And you begin to ask ourselves, is there a Kakuma people? Oh, ni wanyama. Sa huyo anaitwa Pita. Au baya wa Pita. They're looking at us like, what are those guys doing?
I know.
Sini mfanye podcast yenu mnaangalia.
Nyinyi pia fanyeni yenyu.
Yeah, so the music of revolution, not the songs, not the music that make people go into revolution necessarily, but the songs that people listen to that identify themselves as who they are.
Okay.
You know? Okay. Like if we were to ask ourselves, it was funny. So we all grew up listening to songs like Malaika. Nikusaidia na hizo?
Nisaidie tafadhali.
So
Asante, mimi sinanga hata mwanaume wa
So what was I telling you?
You're talking about music of
the music. Yeah. So like the other day, so we've all grown up listening to songs like Malaika, right? But I went to watch a musical the other day that had been written by Mado yule mmoja, Paul Kalemba. And it was directed by Martin Kegondu.
Okay.
And Tabo Susa was involved as well.
Okay.
And it was talking about, they were calling it African Twist, sort of the kind of talking about the music that was there as we became independent, etc. And then they sang Malaika, and I realized that I'd never heard that song like that. You know, sometimes you can hear songs and they become so, I'm going to say, overplayed.
Yes, like Malaika has been done and redone.
You know, I'm sure the guys who are there like, please don't play Daima again. Imagine tatapika. So I understand. But then I'm saying there's a point. So they started to sing that song. I was like, wow, that's actually a really beautiful song, and it's part of our fabric of who we are. You know? So we played this concert with these Sudanese musicians, and those guys, they've got a glossary of I don't know how many songs that just identify them as who they are. You know? So those kind of things. Okay. So it's not saying that revolution. It doesn't have to be that. It could be a love song.
It could be.
You know, like that song from Netflix, that from Money Heist. It's a love song. It's a love song.
Okay.
But it becomes a song of revolution because of it's a song that people love and that they turn to at a point of need.
Okay. So that's interesting when you bring up that point, because when I look at all the patriotic songs that we have, like Wataka kunyamba Kenya utuharibie hewa ewe Kenya nchi yangu, there's that sitaiacha Kenya nchi yangu mimi mwana Kenya daima. Then we have Daima meaning Kenya. And around 2007, 2008, all the radio stations together played this song, and it was, I know so many patriotic songs, but no song makes me feel so much more of a Kenyan than, Daima meaning Kenya. Like when you hear your song played, and especially in times of need, in times when we have to call each other together and, tujite mkutano na tujiambia, what are we doing to this beautiful land of ours? How do you feel when your song is played? It's one of those songs that I'll never get tired of, Even coming, you were listening to it.
Oh, wow.
In the car.
Yeah.
How does it feel that this song has become, it's bigger than you, you know? It's bigger than you, and it's a song that will live with us for as long as we are here. How does it feel? Did you ever think that, doing that song, it would get to what it is now?
Never imagined that at all. It also began as another song. It began as a song called Kenya Only. There's an English version.
Yes.
So when I first wrote it, there's a lot going on. We just become a multi-party nation again. Then there was tribal clashes. Then genocide in Rwanda had happened in '94. And then '97 there was clashes that had extended all the way to Akina Likoni and things like that. So actually it was a guy at Green Corner. Unakumbuka Green Corner? Bado iko?
Green Corner.
Hapo nini Nairobi Cinema. Iko opposite nyuma ya KCB.
Sidhani iko.
Yeah. So
that's a restaurant.
It was a restaurant, and they used to have karaoke. So I was there one day, and some guy said to me, "Write a song for Harambee Stars." That time, Harambee Stars was trying to qualify for Africa Cup of Nations, and we had done fairly well. So I started to write the song. Then suddenly, but because of what was happening that time, I'm a Moi boy in the sense that Ligro ya time ya Moi. Yeah. So, and now people were beginning to find their voice.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I think there's more to address. Football is great, but I feel like there's a larger theme.
Okay.
And so wrote it in English first, and then a friend of mine called Amina Nuruddin, who had managed the group that I was in, a group called Five Alive. When we decided to translate it into Swa, she helped me do that.
You were telling me about Wakanda.
Oh yeah. So that dream of an Africa that can be its own solution, can be the solution to its own problems, that has the minds. We are here debating things like big problems like traffic. The guy, now the Port Authority of New York runs the ferries, runs the trains, runs the Greyhound, not the terminal that the Greyhound buses leave from and go all over.
Yeah.
Unajua msewa hiyo kitu ni Mkenya?
No way.
As in, I can't remember whether it's the MD, the GM, or one of the chief engineers. Ni msewa Kenya alienda Strathmore.
What?
Unaniambia nini?
What do you mean?
And here we are trying to debate, as in, we are just here stuck, right?
Yeah, with our own. with our own.
It's crazy. It's not, it's we keep on demeaning ourselves as Africans.
Yeah,
you know, it's like an African life doesn't matter, an African brain doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't know. Feeling like we have to lean on all these other countries of the West.
It's you know, Jackie, I can't tell you how wrong it is, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's even what makes, I think, people so angry. And vile ulikuwa unasema unaenda kusabiwa na mtu saa 3
asubuhi ashajam na ndiye amefika tu job.
Imagine.
Yeah,
there's a major dissatisfaction. People just aren't happy with the way their lives are going.
Yeah.
You know?
So what's going to change that? I mean, talking about that,
I think we will.
Looking at the Kenya that is today and all the dissatisfaction that you're talking about, even in leadership and stuff like that, I mean, what do you think the state of the country is, especially now, and even just the rise of the Gen Z revolution, sort of? What do you think about all of this? Especially being someone who's come from the era of Moi all the way down to, you know, the president we have currently. What do you think the state of this nation is right now?
Well, okay, first of all, I think that, like my wife always asks, where will people learn democracy? Kama at home, the father is always right. Kanisani huwezi muuliza pastor swali, you know?
Yes, yeah.
In school, ni vile mwalimu tu anasema, right?
Vile syllabus imesema hivyo vile utafuata, you cannot question it.
You know?
Yeah.
And so we that thing about questioning something that is a thing that someone has said or something that is given to you as a fact, we should encourage that.
Yes.
By the way, and me nililelewa na kuchapwa, for sure, as in like I was beaten
and me both.
For sure.
You and me both.
But my wife was very clear, we're not going to beat our kids.
Yes.
At the beginning I was a bit shocked because nilikuwa na revenge. I had planned this thing.
Unatamani mpaka mkono zako ziko kosa tu nikatandike.
But so they're like, no, we're not going to do that. Instead, we will talk. There's ways in which that is harder. But one thing my children will never be able to say is that I was ever physically abusive, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive. They'll never. That's one thing that, okay, I hope, you know, that they'll never be able to say that I did in my parenting, right?
Yeah.
And I have some very well-raised children. You know?
Yes.
They stand up for themselves.
Yes.
You know, they have a very clear voice.
Yeah.
And by voice I mean things, an understanding of the world and the world that they live in and the world that they want to create.
And they know that they live in a space where it's okay to question, why, Daddy, why do I have to do this?
Yeah.
Why do you want me to go here? You know, stuff like that. You
know?
And that's the generation we are raising, you know. Even me, like, raising my child. Hizo maswali kwanza kulikuwa na time namwambia Zola usiniulize hiyo swali, fanya vile nimesema.
Bas.
Then you realize that you're doing it all wrong.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah, it's counterproductive, and this is a generation that is very different from ours. It's okay for them to question.
It's that should be encouraged. You know, so you know what Gen Z is that they were given options, black or white, and they said neither.
Yes.
None of this works. You know, and that's, I think, where us guys we used to give in. We're told black and white, were like, you know what, he black in a car slightly better than he white. But it's your power. But we just take it because we've been given two options. But look at the thing and be there like, you know what, this and this, neither of them works. And I don't want either of these things. There has to be another way.
Exactly.
They're like, yeah, man, that's how it should be.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up not far from here. I grew up in Kilimani.
Oh, in Kilimani.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a different Kilimani.
Not what it is now.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
So it's
I think Kilimani the other day, and the roads, my God. I feel sorry for the people who live in Kilimani. I don't know how they maneuver, because I was like, I actually just turned back. I said, hakuna vile neza pita hapa. Na haka kagari kangu kadogo hii barabara you know, it will just be chaos for me.
I think, but there's so like I was telling you, I'm very passionate about how people live, you know, because and one of the reasons I feel bad for people in Kilimani. I know there was a story the other day about this guy who's like,
we will build.
Yeah, but no, this guy had bought his dream house to Seme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a flat in this thing. Okay, fine. I've got. It's on the 4th floor. It's on the 5th floor.
Yes.
It's what I wanted.
Yes.
Lakini hata mwangaza hapati.
Hapati. Kwa sababu sasa hii amezingirwa na, you know, zinaitwaje?
High rises.
High rises. It's really sad, you know, and you just bought your bungalow there.
Yeah.
You know, you even want to walk naked in your compound, you can't. I think that's why I want a place in a place like this, because there's no one who will come here and put up, you know, a 20-story flat at a place like this.
But so, which is another reason why I really loved Otiende, right? So Otiende, it's an estate that was built in the mid-60s, right?
Yeah.
So when estates were being built for newly independent Black Africans, right? And one of the first things that they had was toilets inside. Before that,
toilets outside. Ulikuwa nje.
Yeah. So, and it was really good planning. Yeah, kila mtu anapata kake, right? And then there were no fences, ni kaheji tu kadogo hivi.
Yes.
So hata ukisimama hivi,
like a picket.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
So you're looking, because there are no walls, your land is as big as your eye can see.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so beautiful.
It's cool. Hospitals, schools, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But that dream keeps on getting stolen. And
all the time.
Man, it's just
it's very unfortunate. You know, when we traveled and we went to Europe, and I remember admiring the houses because there are no fences. The houses are, I mean, it's even just a blind. You can actually see inside the house. And it was so beautiful to see. And I just thought to myself, why can't I live in a world like this? Where my house, even me in my house now, you can actually see through my house.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I have to hide. I have a TV just like any other. I have a couch just like any other house. So I don't see the need to just have like heavy curtains. So my house where I live, you can easily see through the sitting room. You can see me in my sitting room watching TV. I had this friend who used to annoy me so much because he'd call me. Then I know he wants to come and visit, and maybe I'm just sitting there having my glass of wine and watching a movie, and it's like 9 in the night. I don't want a guest. Then he'll just check and see, because you can see my sister on a TV. Ding dong! I called you, but you weren't picking, but I saw you, so I've come. I'm like, oh! You know. So I would love to live in a world like that. I am a very hopeful human, so I still believe that it can be done. You know? The worst of places, even countries that have gone through the worst of times, I can even say, you know, Rwanda, for example, they have been able to rebuild, you know, their country, and the people who've been there haven't. They tell me it's one of the most beautiful places you'll go to, and it's clean and it's everything. So I still believe that we can get that.
That is because while we look for things that we can model ourselves on, we should take what's good about a thing and reject what's bad about it. That's why I did a show the other day. It was called First Draft. We did at Bremen, and I say a bunch of political stuff. And this guy who was a teacher in Singapore came and said, you know, in Singapore, if you said that, you'd have been arrested on stage.
No way.
And we always look at Singapore and we're like,
I mean, it's like it's a model country.
It's a model country. Apparently, there's no freedom of speech whatsoever.
No way.
Imagine.
I mean, the things I've heard about Singapore, I mean, it's a model, it's a country that...
There's always videos of the parliament, guys debating, and everyone's like, oh, look how wonderful. Yes, okay, so true. But there's also some stuff that is obviously going wrong. And so, as Africans, as we continue, or as people from the global south, as we continue to figure out our way. My dogs are going to the hotel. Wait, Binti, come. See, in the evening, the sun sets over those gong hills over there, and it's very beautiful.
Beautiful, eh?
It's really nice.
Isn't it Ingombi.
The one and onlys.
So wanakuuliza Eric, at a time when the arts was not considered a career, na wewe ukaingia kwa muziki, na kando na hiyo ukaenda mpaka shule. Like, nini ilikufanya utake kusomea muziki? And already ulikuwa tu mnoma kimuziki. I mean, wase tu kuja anasema mimi ni mnoma kimuziki na anaimba na anapenya na anakuwa they're big, you know. So what informed that decision for you to go to school to study? And was it, did you experience any kind of resistance maybe from your folks that you know, you were doing music and you were even going to further your education in music at such a prestigious school? Yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, my parents have always been very supportive of us and our careers. My brother went to England when he was 15 to try and play football, you know. And my father actually has been very, very ambitious for us as his children, and I thank him for it.
Okay.
But for me, music college was what I needed to do.
Okay.
Right? I think that, and I think that there are a lot of successful musicians who haven't necessarily gone to school, and I mean right now there's so many different ways of learning, right? And so for me, because I wanted to be a career musician and also possibly do things that were outside the realm of only performing.
Okay.
And so, like, I do a lot of music for picture, like film scoring, writing for musical theater. And for me in 1997, being a Kenyan kid who was trying to go into music, with the landscape as it was, the only hope, bila YouTube, there's nothing like that, right?
Yes.
If you wanted to advance in your musical knowledge, then you had to go to school for it, right? That's not necessarily the case right now. No. And even a lot of the colleagues that I was with in school, I mean, you'd find kuna msee amefanya tu ka semester kamoja, and then ameenda New York to go and discover himself, or to go because I'm a signed record deal. And so even at that time, there were guys who they would come get what they wanted and then go.
Okay.
You know. Okay. But sort of entering a career that was so for me, unakumbuka msee ambaye alikuwa anaitwa James Falkland?
Yes, I do. Phoenix.
Phoenix. So James Falkland said that up at that point, I think only one person, when they were asked, why do you act? That he had only heard this answer from one person: because I have to. Without it, I would die. And I thought about that long and hard, and actually that is true for me as well. So niliingia sasa soko ya muziki at a time when there were people to look up to, but we were still all trying to discover, could you make a living from this? What was the way through? Yeah. But I knew that if I didn't do this music thing, then
there'd be no purpose for you.
There'd be no purpose. Okay. It's why I wake up in the morning. Yeah. I mean, obviously that changes as you get married, you get children, you get other purposes in life, you know. Yeah. But the passion to create, the passion to tell a story, the passion to be on, like when I'm on stage, I get electrified. I become a different person. Yeah. You know. Like at
that point, if anything was to happen and the music was to stop, your heart would stop as well.
Yeah, you'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and I do wish this for everybody, that they would find a thing, and I'm happy that I'm involved in a thing that can give this to people, you know. I mean, people refer to it in different ways. Some people call it anointing, other people call it whatever, but it's basically there's a way, and there's a lot of performers are able to channel this thing. You know it as well. You go onto stage and there's like a feeling you get in your pit of your stomach, and you feel like you can infect everyone with it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So ni hiyo roho. Yeah.
So what's the biggest stage? What's the biggest stage you've performed at?
Well, I mean, played at places in in Europe, I played in the US or whatever. I mean, obviously everyone wants to play at Wembley, you know. You want to play in Madison Square Garden, or you want to play these big festivals in the US and whatever. But you know what I really want with my life? I would love to play.
I've seen what you wanted to do. So I'll do it for you. I will do it for you.
Thank you.
Tabia mbaya. Tumekuokotea.
Hii mara ya mwisho. Mara ya mwisho.
Wewe.
Next time. So yeah. So I really want to play a festival in, let's say, Turkana.
Wow.
You know, that thousands of people have come to.
Wow.
And it's a combination of locals. It's then people coming from a city like Nairobi, LD, Kitale. Kitale is just there, in fact, by the way, from Turkana.
Yeah.
And then people have come from outside the country, other Africans, other whatevers. I mean, you know, Turkana is a very special place.
It is.
Have you?
I've been.
So I was there a couple of years ago. Now
and it is so beautiful, Eric. You have to say how beautiful Turkana is. We arrived in Turkana. First, we took a flight to.
Is it Lokichogi or Lodwa?
Lodwa. Then now we drove now to inside, and it was in the evening when the sun was setting. Ooh. Guys, Turkana is so beautiful. Such a beautiful.
There is a God.
Yeah.
And she's African.
Oh, she is. She is.
No, honestly, it's there's a, you know, we keep on talking about Turkana being the cradle of mankind, and I get obsessed with Turkana. By the way, this is a Turkana.
Oh, okay.
Turkana walking stick.
Oh, okay.
Na nikishinda Grammy, nitakuwa nimevaa mavazi ya Waturu. For Chualist.
I love it.
Have you seen them?
I've seen
on
them.
a day, as in, like, you know, when people say va African, ukisema ati tunaenda na sherehe fulani, award ceremony, ati unasema okay, I'll tava African. Wow, dress hivyo kila siku.
Imagine.
Kila siku ati naenda kiosk tu, nimeenda kununua credits. Exactly. Hey, what are you saying?
Nako kamohok kao.
Bas.
Oh, nice.
So that's so what do I mean, play. Yes, I want to play the world, but I also want to play a place where Africans have come have gathered to hear us have that dialogue of our Africanness.
Imagine, Eric, I can see you. I can actually see you in Turkana performing.
Thank you. Mesikia Mungu.
I'm gonna be there, yeah. From our lips to his ears, her ears.
I tell you, you know.
What studio? Okay, so you have a studio where you live, and
I don't live in the studio.
You don't live in the studio.
Oh, that's not what you meant.
No.
Oh, you have a studio.
Where?
It's at the house. Yes.
Unapoishi, kuna studio.
Unamoishi. What would the Tanzanians say?
Unamo.
Si
unapo, unamo. It must be unamo. Unamoishi, kunayo studio ya mziki. So ningependa kujua hii studio ni studio yako tu, ama kuna wanamuziki wengine huja ambao wanafanya recording pale, ama ni studio ya kazi yako tu wewe kama mwanamuziki?
No, definitely we have bus.
Let's take a moment for that.
Give yourself some marks.
I am so proud.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, so do you have artists who also come there to record, or it's just for your?
No, we have other artists who come and record. We've got people that we have signed to our label. There's recently a group called Television. Actually, it's not so recent. We've signed them about 3 years ago.
Okay.
They've got a couple of wonderful songs that you can find on YouTube and all the digital platforms like Spotify, etc. Okay. So it's Television in Aspeliwa, bila the vowels. So TLVSN. There's a guy that I recorded some years ago called Mbabu. We're still releasing that. He's a musician from Meru. There's myself. There's our child.
Okay.
I'm producing a friend of mine called Shami. Yeah, so we do music for other people, and we'll see it right now, and
forward to that.
the invitation is open to other artists who want to come and record, and also the notion that after you record, you come and you enjoy this nature.
Of course. Oh yeah.
You go inside, you'll see them. Yes, it's quite cool.
Napenda hizi stairs zako.
Asante.
Nzuri sana.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some magic is made. Karibu sana.
Asante, nafurahia sana.
Bedpinyi.
Ero kamano. In fact, talking about bedpinyi, you did a Luo song.
Yes.
And I was your video vixen.
You are my video vixen, imagine. Oh my Lord, yes.
Adhiambo.
Herself.
Hey.
In the flesh.
I know. Yeah, how did you, nani alikufundisha Kijaluo, because you did it so well, the whole song.
Thank you.
Yeah. How did you learn?
So I don't speak the Luo, right? But then I think a lot of artists can sing in a language that maybe you don't even speak.
Oh, yeah.
So I sat down with a guy called John Were.
Yes.
And so I'll tell him this is what I want to say in the song. The history of that song comes from a time that I was dating this wonderful girl.
Okay.
Who I shall not name. But she was from the lake.
Okay.
And I went to a family gathering with her one day.
All right.
And some relatives who were very nice to her face, right? But the minute she turned her back, they're like, I hope this is not the person you're going to bring.
Oh.
So for me it was it inspired me to write this song about this couple that comes from different parts of the country.
Okay.
And her parents don't want her to marry Ajaloka.
Yes.
Right? And so he makes the trip, and as he gets closer and closer, he can feel her heart beating. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's where that song came from.
Okay, it's a beautiful song.
Thank you, and thank you for being in the video.
I know.
Huh?
Niliekea Charlie, one of my many exes.
Yes.
And I told him, he'd never heard the song. I told him, I want to play you a song. And, I put it on. And he's like, oh my God, this is a beautiful song. How come I've never heard this song? I'm like, I don't know. Well, it is a beautiful song. And it will continue to have a life. Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that like the only, have you had music that I know you've sung, I don't know, sijui kama inakuanga ni Kihindi.
There's that one as well, which is also going to be in a musical that I'm writing. I think this whole thing about how people live is important to me, because also sort of the relationships between black Kenyans and brown Kenyans, and people from the Indian subcontinent. They consider themselves to be Kenyan, but we don't, and they are, but we don't marry each other.
No, we don't.
So I've always believed that that love transcends all boundaries, all obstacles. Yeah, but the song that I'm going to play to you today is a song called One Man Army. One Man Army. One Man Army.
Okay.
There's this wonderful guy called Odhis. Yeah. Yeye huvuta mkokoteni ya maji. Yeah. So hapo imeandikwa One Man Army, right? So he goes to different houses, basically anapewa order anakuja na maji. Okay. So when we were living in Otiende, I used to see this guy every single day.
Okay.
Yeah? So it tells the story of how he's coming from, because I think sana wanachukua maji kutoka Kibich.
Ndio.
Sa wanakuja na hiyo bara underneath
that bridge there.
Bypass.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So it tells the story of him coming down and the cars on the top are thundering away, and he's walking up the hill, and he's doing it because he wants to marry this. He's trying to make some money to marry the woman that he loves. But when he's coming up the hill, he begins to struggle. And so the women who are cooking fish, the guys who are selling mitumba
by the roadside,
they stop doing what they're doing to come and help him. Okay. And then One Man Army discovers that everyone needs help.
Wow. That's beautiful. Imagine, I can already see the video. I can already see the video in my head.
Let's do it.
Another video I would love you to do. In fact, I keep telling my friend, our friend Kamau, I tell him, you know what? Because you are a filmmaker, you need to do a film, even if it's a short film about this, Mariana.
Mariana? Imevutia filmmakers sana, as in like...
It is such a beautiful story.
It's a nice story.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wish we could turn it to a film or something.
Let's do it. As in that conversation has been happening for a number of years.
Yeah.
I just need a filmmaker who's serious and a producer to come up and to me and tell me, let's do this.
Let's do this, yeah. Okay. So where do you draw your inspiration? Like sazile unaandika hizi wimbo zako, ni nini inspire? Because like I'm so amazed at musicians especially and how they do their thing, because I'm like, did they dream the song? Because there are people who will tell you, I dreamed the song and I wake up in the middle of the night and I write, or I'm having conversations with someone and I write. So where do you draw your inspiration?
Well, both of those things are true for a lot of artists. I think one of a writer's biggest strength is being able to speak less and listen more.
Okay.
Inspiration for a song or the stimuli for a song will come from many different places.
Okay.
Something that you read, ukiwa kwa mathri mtu anasema kitu when you listen, and so but even in dreams, and so very often I'll wake up in the middle of the night with an idea.
Yes.
Na immediately nachukua simu na record,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Just because that idea haitakuwa hapo in the morning.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Ideas come and they just go.
Yeah, true.
So I need to find a way of sort of concretizing that idea, and then in the morning you wake up and then you begin to work that idea. The idea is only, honestly, maybe 10% of the work. Hardly anyone ever dreams up a song or a work of art in its entirety.
Okay.
You might sort of see something or hear how it will end up, but the actual work of creating that thing, of translating that inspiration into something that other people can consume, that's where the hard work is.
Okay, nice. I'd love to listen to One Man Army and the Luo song that you said.
One Man Army is the Luo song.
Oh, it is the... I love it. So, brother wangu anaitwa this. Lakini asikumangi mkokoteni, but anaitwa this.
This song, I dedicate this song to him.
Yeah. Okay.
So shall we play?
Yes, we
shall.
Let's
do this. I'll even give you One Man Army. Oh, this thing up him kikokoteni. Go either we got malo. Mtokni kalo giteko. Kayengo pinyi giteko. Kamurka polo malo. Elam liet chwakore pinyi. Oko keth seche. Niketich motio. Mono yud pesa, mono good pesa, monyo mogodo jabera kinyi. Oyo, hera nigiteko, hera remo, hera mochwere nyaka chieng'. Hera nigiteko, hera remo, hera mochwere nyaka chieng'. I'm a Kenyan, by the way.
Yeah,
finally you got your song.
I did. Oh,
finally.
Thank you so much.
I wrote this song for you.
You wrote it for me. Asanteni sana. Thank you. It's been a beautiful day with my friend Eric here in Twala. Such a beautiful place, calming. And thank you for tuning to Netwalking TV. See you next time. God bless.